Hi, I'm Rob.
And I'm Angie.
And together we are TwinFinity.
We're twin flames in union, back to do another video. It's been a very long time, like over a month long time. We've just been taking a very long rest.
Yeah. And this, you think that after a month that you'd have a little bit of time to rehearse and prepare for a video. No, this video we're calling Updates and Upgrades, and she has wrote her notes, and I have wrote my notes, and we really haven't compared notes or anything at all. We both might be doing two different videos, just both at the same time.
That'd be funny.
Because our own envisionments of what this is supposed to be could be just a little bit different than what we think. So anyway, one of the things that's been going on lots, I'm going to start right there, is that we've been pulling cards.
Oh wow, you're starting there.
I'm starting with the cards.
Before you start with the cards, can I just explain why we haven't done a video in like a month? Or do you
because we've been playing, and that's what the cards told us to do.
Okay, go ahead there.
No, it's all good. Go ahead.
We've just both seriously needed a rest. For a couple of reasons. One, just because like many of you with the energies, oh my God, the energies have been so intense. And I know a lot of us have just been kind of flattened and sleeping and resting. So we've definitely needed that. But we've also both been quite burnt out, to be very honest, for different reasons. So we've been just pulling aside to just kind of heal and rest and take time for ourselves for those reasons. And we'll talk about that as we go. But I just wanted to say that, and now if you wish, you can talk about your cards. I'm sorry.
No, I wanted to comment on that, on the updates and upgrades bit. I've got updates on one side, as in what's been happening, and upgrades on the other side of this piece of paper as to what upgrades have been going on. And I used to be nearly immune to upgrades. People talk about downloads in 5D. Like when some people catch the flu and the other people just get a sniffle. When it comes to upgrades and downloads, I used to get just a little sniffle of them.
Yeah. This
past, I'm going to say 2 months, I have just been getting, and I don't want to use the word slammed, I've just been getting really downloaded on just as much as everybody else. And I'm really starting to understand why some people just really go down for the count for like a week. Something will happen, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a full moon or a conjunction of anything else. Once in a while you just get something and you're just tired for days. Oh, wow, it's been an interesting experience for me because I haven't really been used to this. But at the same time, it's been a little bit fun too. Things have been a little bit different for me. And I've been pulling cards. Angie used to pull cards by herself, and once in a while I'd pull cards and they would make a difference, and other times
These are oracle cards, by the way.
Yeah. But lately it's been just kind of mandatory because they've really been following things that have been going on in my life, or I've been asking questions and then pulling a card, and of all the cards that would come up, something would be totally relevant. I've really been having a lot of fun with this. I guess I could say that I've been playing.
Yes. In fact, here, do you want to show them that, or do you want me
to? You tell your side of the story.
Okay, so we're going to probably jump all over the place in this video because we're kind of unpracticed in doing a video. We used to do like 5 videos a month. Now we haven't done one in over a month. So we're like, how do you do a video?
And everything used to lead from one to another.
Yeah, that's true. Because we were telling our story. So I stretch every night, and while I was stretching, I have a whole stack of oracle cards, and they used to just sit there. I never really did much with them. But they were there, and I just thought, I should start pulling a card. So I pull a card, and then I just go on with my evening and go to bed. And Rob started to be like, I want to pull a card. And I'm like, what? Like, the old Rob would never do that. I mean, the old Rob would make fun of me, probably. And
no, I don't know if I'd make fun of you.
Kind of a weirdo for pulling angel cards. So now Rob pulls cards.
Every night.
So this is every night, yes. This has become our new nightly routine. So one night I was meditating before, so how my whole routine works is, well, I won't go through the whole thing, but my last steps are meditate, then I stretch while I pull my cards, and then I give the cards to Rob. So I was meditating and asking, what should I be doing right now? Because quite honestly, I don't know about you, but I've been feeling a little guilty. Like we miss you guys, first of all. We totally miss doing videos, but we just needed the downtime. And I was like kind of feeling guilty, like shouldn't we be out there and shouldn't we be helping and shouldn't we be doing stuff? And the message I got in meditation was that I needed to play. So then when we go pull cards, and what card does Rob get?
I pull the play card. I pull it. So yeah, I've kind of needed to play a little bit as well too. I've had some changes in my career. I'm still more or less doing the same thing. I'm still involved in automotive parts sales, but I've managed to pry myself loose from management in 60
Yay!
and 70 hour weeks, and now be more or less a regular parts guy for, well, around 40 to 44 hours a week, which has left me time to play and do a few other things that I really wish I could do with my time. And it's been fun transitioning out of that. I haven't been able to 100% transition out because even though this started a couple of months ago, they still haven't really found my replacement. So as things have been getting a little bit tougher, I sense I'm going to get dragged back into some of my old duties every so often. But still, it's a huge, I'm going to call it improvement. It's allowed me to relax a little bit. It's allowed me to enjoy things like I do a little bit of coin collecting just for fun, you know, just regular currency stuff. And I've got started again for the first time in years on working on a model train set. Hey, it's all about playing, and I'm going to do a little bit more playing. I've also been working out a little bit.
Lot more, way lot more.
Cranking a little bit of iron and doing a lot of running. That's going to probably take a little bit of a break as far as the running is concerned. We got winter coming at us. A lot of
A lot of everybody else.
A lot of everybody else right now is in North America is just getting slammed by the polar vortex. The polar vortex hasn't found its way to go west yet, but it's on its way. So running's going to get suspended for probably a week or more, and I'll just be inside. I'm not going to go outside when it's all cold. That's a different style of play.
So what's been awesome is that Rob and I are both fire signs. So I'm Aries, Rob's Leo. So we're both super intense, go-getter kind of people. We're very, not just physically active, but active in our minds, active in, if there's something to do, we do it, right? We're like on it. So play has always been on the back burner for both of us. And it's been a message for a long time in my journey, way back, and I think whenever I did my Life Between Lives regression, I can't remember, 2002 or whenever it was, that was one of the most profound messages that came through, is that I would advance more on my journey by playing than by doing anything else. Here I was thinking, you know, if I did this and this and this, that I would get ahead. And I was told, no, play is what will serve you the most. Well, it's not my best skill as a fire sign, but we're both learning. We're both, you know, we've taken this month to really just play and do things for fun, do things that we enjoy doing. So some of the things that I've been doing are reading, which I have not been reading for quite some time. I actually pulled out my book again, The Highly Sensitive Person, to reread. And before I could start rereading that, wouldn't you know, one of my friends, we were out with them, what, a week and a half ago?
Yeah.
It's a group of friends, and funny enough, they're not spiritual. They support our twin flame journey. They understand a little bit about it, and they know we do videos and stuff. But, you know, I'm very open and honest with our friends, and they know who I am and how I need a lot of space, and I'm very introverted and highly sensitive and stuff. So one of my friends sent me, or gave me this, and she's like, I just borrowed this from the library, and it's an amazing book. You have to read it. So I put my other book down, and I've been reading this, and oh my God, highly recommend it. I'm sure a lot of people of you have heard of this lady. Very good book. If you haven't read it, worth a read if you're an empath. A lot of good skills in there. So why I'm reading those is because that's one of the reasons I've been tired, is being burnt out, because I tend to naturally, as a nurse, as a healer, as a nurturer, give too much. So I've had to really practice my skills of not only understanding that I'm an empath and highly sensitive, but remembering how to better take care of myself. Because, you know, on this journey, we become aware of something, but it's like that onion layer, right? You know it in one experience, but then you got to practice it again. So when I was in nursing, I had to learn a lot of skills on how to not give so much. Now in the twin flame world, I've had to learn how not to give so much. I used to come home from work, and for hours, literally hours, I would be answering messages and replying to private messages and comments. I mean, Rob would come home at like 8:30 at night, and I'd still be on the computer typing away. And not that I had a problem with it, obviously. I enjoyed it, or I wouldn't do it. But I was just giving too much of myself. So after, you know, a full year of doing videos of our journey and all the work that took, of like digging through journals and reading and purging all the emotions that came up through that, and then answering all the questions that came up through that, and then doing our workshop, and then we did a radio show with Debbie Dubois.
Yeah.
And then we did the online workshop. It was time for us to just slow down.
It's sort of like, you know, you have these goals and these ambitions, and you're having fun, but you're running a marathon. And all of a sudden you cross that finish line and you go, wow, that was amazing. And it's over. And now I got to rest. I got nothing left. And yeah, we both went through just a little bit of time of having just nothing left.
Yeah.
And, you know, finishing our story video, it did leave a little bit of emptiness. It left a little bit of what next. So we've kind of had to gather ourselves back together and figure out kind of where we want to go next. Yeah, we're still working on that.
But we kind of have some insights. But before we get into that, I wanted to just go back on the other thing, again, because I'm highly visual. I like to share visuals. But I want to share this one because it's really kind of cool, too. So the other thing that I have been doing over this time of downtime is restarting doing puzzles. I used to love doing puzzles. But with doing bookkeeping, quite honestly, puzzles, I have no interest, because bookkeeping is very much like doing a puzzle. And after doing bookkeeping all day, I'm like, I don't want to do any puzzles. So now that I don't do as much bookkeeping, my full-time job that I have is sort of nursing and sort of bookkeeping, but it's not a lot of either. It's a nice balance. So now I actually have the desire to do puzzles again. So I've already done 5 puzzles.
5 puzzles. I've
been helping.
I've helped a little bit.
Yeah.
But Angie's one of these people, you know, she's amazing. I can walk up to a puzzle and hold my own. I put in 1 piece, she puts in 5. I put in 1 piece, she puts in 5. It's just beyond me.
Well, that's what a bookkeeper does. We just see patterns. So what's also been neat, though, about doing puzzles, it's very much like I'm putting the pieces of my journey, like what our next step is. I feel the upgrades that are happening inside of us, and we'll talk more about that when we talk about upgrades. But as I'm doing puzzles, it's like I'm putting the pieces of our next pieces of the journey together, too, which is really kind of cool. So anyway, this is the 6th set of puzzles now that I'm working on. It's actually a set of 3, so this is only one of them. And if you see down at the bottom, I'm really out of practice on doing this. It's 3 different puzzles. So this one's a bear, and you can see it's like a bear, and it's a whole mountain nature scene. And then the other ones are a deer and an eagle, which I don't know how well you can see that way down there. But then they make a whole big sort of mountain picture. So I'm going to do all 3 of these, and then we're going to frame them and put them on the wall. And I'm super excited. I've had these for over 10 years. Since like 2006, actually. So that's a long time. And they're still in the wrapper. So I'm finally taking some time and doing my puzzles. So that's one of the things that I've been doing in my downtime, which has been super fun. What else did I want to say? Oh, yes. Did you have anything else that you want to say that you're doing in your downtime? I think you kind of covered it with your coins and your trains and your running.
In my running and my working out.
Yes. Yay, you're getting healthier.
Yes, I am.
Mm-hmm.
I actually believe that I am getting healthier, and for so many years, my life was running and working out and riding my bike and climbing mountains full time. Like if I took a day off once a month, that was very unusual.
That's funny. There's like a dog head.
Yeah,
there you go. Say hi.
Yeah, we have a dog.
She just hopped on my lap. Hi.
So yeah, it feels a little bit unusual, you know. Sometimes you have a phase in your life where you do something and then that phase wears out and you move on. That phase for me is probably never going to move on as long as I can just keep moving. Because now that I'm doing it again, yeah, that old fire is back. I'm really, really enjoying it. It feels good. Sometimes I really zone out and I just get so connected. I run along a ridge and I can see downtown in the distance. And I pay attention to downtown and all of a sudden I've run an extra couple of miles and I've barely even felt it. It's a great feeling. It's like meditation, really. Yeah.
That is one of your forms of meditation.
It is.
Absolutely. The other thing I wanted to mention before we start talking a bit about our upgrades that we've been feeling is while we've kind of slowed down, it's allowed us to be more what we call TFE.
Oh, that too.
Yeah, it's been so fun. We've been like having all these weird connections, much like the thing where I meditated and got the message of play, and then Rob pulled the card and got play. There was one day I had a song playing in my head, and all of a sudden Rob starts whistling it, and he's whistling the exact line that I kept having play in my head. And I was just like, how are you whistling that? How did you know? Like, it was just so cool.
I just all of a sudden had a song pop into my head, so I started to just whistle it. I wasn't whistling on purpose. I just whistled it because I needed to hear it, I guess. And it was the song she had in her head.
And not just the song, but the lyric, like the exact line. And he was whistling it as it was playing in my head. Like it was just, it's hard to even explain, but I'm sure you understand because I'm sure you people have had these weird, neat, cool TF experiences. And we've even had stronger telepathy, and we've just been more like happy and lovey. Not that we weren't before, but now that, you know, we're not go, 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 it's just been nice to just have time together. Now that you're home more and we've had more time together, you know, even though he's doing his thing, I'm doing mine.
There's been a couple of times where I've come home from work and I said, okay, let's talk. And I'll drag her over to the couch and we'll snuggle.
Yeah.
And not talk very much. We'll just lay there and snuggle. Then we'll start to catch up on our day. And then a half an hour is gone. And then we have to get up and continue on with whatever we were planning for the evening. But as opposed to just chatting and doing chores within 20 feet of each other, yeah, we've been a lot closer.
Yeah.
And it's been nice to slow down and be close.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's kind of some of the updates of what we've been doing while we've been away from you guys. Now, as far as what I called upgrades, it's just, again, the titles of videos always come to me, and while I was meditating, it was updates and upgrades. I was like, well, that's smart. I like that. Spirit's always brilliant. So, what did I write in my notes here? Oh, yes, I was just saying we've needed the downtime because we can feel, at least I can like, it's hard to even explain, but I can like feel energetically. There's stuff shifting, there's stuff awakening inside. I feel like my cells are like, sort of like popping, if that makes sense. They're jumping inside going, oh, I remember this, I remember that. And it's like, I'll get little conscious flashes and then it'll be gone again. So I'm just getting little bits at a time of what's next for us. Some of it I've known since 1997. Some of it's new. I'm even getting little flashes of our website, which is funny. I mean, I know most twin flames, once they're called to mission, that's one of the first things they do is they get a website and they start like a business and they start coaching and counseling. That just hasn't been our journey. No, it's just not what we feel called to do. Like, we're not called to go quit our jobs and jump on the twin flame coaching bandwagon. Not that there's anything wrong with that at all. It's just not been our calling.
I don't know if now is the right time to comment on it, but now that I've just led myself into it, I don't really have a choice. Yeah, okay, let's go that direction.
Okay.
This is another fun one.
You go. You talk about it because it's totally cool.
This is like drawing a royal flush while playing poker.
This is the best message ever.
We were both pulling cards one night, if I remember correctly, and we were asking, okay, what is our next purpose?
And you pulled first, which is interesting.
Yes.
I usually pull first, and I don't know why. I must have been doing something, and I gave you the cards.
You gave me the cards. I think you were getting started on stretching first, but I was already ready to go. So I pulled first, and the two cards that I pulled were author and books. And I'm going, yeah, I could see that. But why both at this? Why I pulled both these cards at the same time? Like, okay, I realize I'm going to have purpose and mission and everything else, but it was really uncanny out of a whole deck where I end up with those two cards at the same time. So now Angie goes to pull cards. Same deck. She gets speaker and counseling. Really? Really? Speaker, books. We both talked about this numerous times.
Yes.
And that's the 4 cards we pulled that day.
And why it's so amazing to us is because way back in 1997, when Rob and I were actually still together but struggling, my angels would channel through me, and they told me that our mission was to write books and travel and speak. And I was like, okay, that sounds cool. And then, of course, we split up and had all these many 17 years apart, and I just thought my angels were lying little buggers, to put it nicely.
That's very polite.
Yeah.
I've heard it differently.
FFs for feathered
Friends. Yeah.
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 They were feathered friends when I was happy with them, and feathered
yeah,
things
damn.
when I wasn't so happy with them. And so when Rob and I were starting to reunite back in 2014,
Yeah.
he all of a sudden was talking about having a microphone in his hand and being on stage. And I remember I was in tears.
Yes,
when
you were.
When you said that, because I had never told him about our mission. I mean, I couldn't back in 1997. He thought I was nuts talking to angels. He wasn't going to resonate with me thinking we were going to write books and travel and speak. He was going to be like, yeah, okay, crazy girl. So he just started to know this, and we've been getting more and more information about this, to the point even one night I've been getting more and more images of what our books even look like, and just details. And I asked you one night, without saying a word to him,
what's the cover gonna look like?
And he described exactly what I had in my head. I was just blown away. So we know this is coming. We don't know when, but all we're told right now is just rest, and obviously that's part of the upgrades, that it'll come when it's ready. So we've learned we don't need to push. We don't need to be sitting there with a pen and paper. Okay, let's write a book. It'll flow as it's supposed to. And I guess that's my message to a lot of people on this journey, is we don't need to push, right? When the timing is right, how many times have we said divine timing? Things will flow. We'll get that inner nudge and that inner guidance. Right now, if your inner guidance is rest, honor that. I know it's hard to honor. It's been hard for us to honor because we're not rest kind of people.
It is hard to rest. Even if if I've got to spare a half hour, even if I take it easy while doing something, I still want to do something. Like to just grind to a halt and stop. Whew, that's more effort than keeping on moving.
I have a whole bunch of other things, but I want to make sure you have some time to share too.
I'm going to say this. Now, first things first. Before I say what I'm going to say, twin flameism is always going to be my foundation. It really, really is. I completely believe in the path, however hard and difficult it is for most of us. But also, I very much resonate with the thought that twin flames are very much in spiritual leadership, and that in many ways there's going to be times when people are going to be turning to twin flames, even if they have other modalities of things that they do. Like many twin flames do things like Reiki, and that's just a start. I could go on for minutes with all the different things. But I really feel like my purpose is to help gather people together from all different styles of spiritual practice and start interconnecting people for when the earth and spirituality starts to go through many changes, so that we are already networked together and can start to banter, and people that feel things one way can talk to people who maybe feel things other ways, and therefore we won't be just in our little groups of people. So from the point of view of being a twin flame, I feel very much like I want to reach out to other styles of spirituality. And I've talked to a couple of other people that have felt this way. Debbie Dubois, she's feeling that very same nudge of interconnection of spiritual practices. So yeah, I really think that as many twin flames are evolving and coming out, and really we're seeing that a lot, I feel that I won't be the only one, Debbie and I won't be the only ones feeling this. It's probably been around for a while, but there's a lot of twin flames that are really looking to reach out to more and more people, and people are really networking. So I want to jump on that bandwagon. Just don't know how to exactly get that done yet, but reaching out is something that takes me a little bit of bravery. And with the cards that I've been pulling, bravery and courage, those two words keep on surfacing. They'll leave me alone for a week, and then for a whole week I'll just be, oh yes, bravery, courage. I'm not an unbrave and I'm not an uncourageous person, but I keep on getting reminded that I need to be brave and courageous. And I believe it's in that respect that I need to start to take steps, leaps of faith, I would say, and get started. It's going to be a journey. It always is.
It's still neat hearing Rob talk about pulling cards, because I mean, we've been doing this for what, a month at least?
Oh
together?
no, this feels like 3 months now.
Really?
Yeah.
It's been that long?
Yeah, since
Okay.
just more or less right after the workshop.
Oh wow, okay. And I'm still blown away. Like, Rob, this is really you? Like, this is just proof how much your twin flame can change, right? I mean, I know you look at your twin flame and you go, is this ever gonna happen? Like, really, is this person ever gonna wake up? Rob's like the poster child for waking up, okay? Like, if you knew the old Rob, you'd be like, wow, I'm still wowed.
And even something that's been a mainstay of my life, I've always had the ability, and this is hard to say, because for people who know me, they'd be a little bit shocked. For people who don't know me, they might not quite get it. But I've always had fun with binge eating. I can go to a buffet line once every couple of weeks, and I can destroy it. 6 plates of food. And then I've enjoyed it, and I go, wow, that was a great meal. That must have been 10,000 calories, including desserts. And
he's the only person that's excited about that. Everybody else is like mortified.
And I can work it off, whatever it is. It's never really bothered me. This past, I'm going to say, year, I've really had a lot less enjoyment out of going to the buffet line and eating myself silly. It's hurt more. It's felt very less purposeful. I guess my ego is just not supporting that old habit to the point that I find it near as enjoyable as what I used to. I'm pretty happy now with the equivalent of 3 plates of food, which is still a crazy amount, okay? But I think that things have become. Different things have become more important to me, and some of the old big ego drive things are just not quite there the way that they used to be. And I've really noticed that the binge eating thing is one thing, but many other things have really put themselves in check. My paying attention to my spiritual feelings has really stepped into the forefront, and I'm enjoying it, even though it doesn't take a ton of energy to to feed it, as per se, it's been really just kind of just burning on the front of my mind and the front of my curiosity. And it's actually a little refreshing to see some of those previous almost destructive things that I used to do to myself, damaging things to myself, not be as important anymore. I would call that an upgrade.
Yes.
Because nothing else really changed around me to make some of these other slightly destructive behaviors need to go away. It's not like I became busier in a different direction. It's just an importance thing, and I don't know where that switch was flipped. I'm going to call that a download.
Or an upgrade, or a both.
Or a both.
A down and an up.
So, you know, when you're in separation, things change. When you're in union, things just keep on changing. Just because you're together, it's just crossed one finish line, you're just off and running again on a different one. But as per a lot of times, you still don't know what's next to change in your life. So it's very, very hard to be stuck when things change without effort or knowledge. They just change. Keep that in mind. People change.
Yes. Yes. And in fact, that's a good segue, change. Because one of the things that's changed for me, a couple things actually, my vibration, I've been feeling like it's been naturally going up, but I've also been feeling like I'm guided to help it increase by, being more aware of what I eat, being much more aware of the energy I surround myself. I've actually, in the last couple of months, but especially last month, let go of some people in my life, some immediate family, which wasn't very easy to actually let go of your own parents. But I've had to consciously make that decision just because the energy wasn't healthy. And I have really decided I want healthy energy in me and around me. So I've let go of my parents. I've let go of a friend. I've also let go of one of my bookkeeping clients that I just wasn't resonating with anymore. And while it's not been easy, it has all served me so well. And it's not like I've consciously decided, but yet I have. It's been a little bit of both, of just a subconscious kind of push that way, but also a conscious like, hey, I am worthy of healthy energy. And it's my choice what energy I surround myself with. And the worthiness thing has also been very powerful. As we've shared before, I do or get a Reiki treatment for myself once a month. And I think it was in November or December, I can't remember. I went to a lady, I see a whole pile of different Reiki people depending on what I need. And this one lady had me pull a card and she said I could keep the card. So what did I pull? Worthiness. And at first when I saw that, I was like, that doesn't really resonate. I'm worthy. And it was my ego that was like, I'm worthy, damn it. It was like, wait a second, I don't need that card. I want something better. Honestly, though, I did not get this message fully until, funny enough, the weekend of this past full moon and lunar eclipse. And then I looked at this card and it was funny. I mean, it's been sitting on my dresser or night table since I had the Reiki session. But I happened to look at it at the weekend of the full moon. And if you notice, there's a full moon on the card. And it was then that I finally got it. It was about being worthy, about not giving so much of my energy away. I have always given too much, trying to validate. See, I am worthy. I am good enough. And I'm like, I don't need to do that anymore. I don't need to give so much of myself. That's what causes me to get burnt out. That's part of being empathic and highly sensitive, is we tend to serve too much, but we need to learn to harness our energy better. So I've had to learn to pull back and not give so much, and it's really served me well. So that was just a huge blessing of like, I am worthy. Not in an ego sense, but just we're all worthy. And in fact, I want to share that to remind you too, you are worthy. It's funny, I see so much in the twin flame community. Just an example, one of the people out there that do videos on a regular basis, She mostly does readings, but this one time she did a reading and it was talking all about, you know, twin flames coming back, blah, blah, blah. And the video had more views than this person even has subscribers. Then a week later, she did a video that was more about like a meditation and how to help yourself. And that video had hardly any views. So what it's kind of shown me in the twin flame community is that people are like giving their power away. Okay, you tell me what the reading is. Tell me my twin flame's coming back. Tell me something positive. But when it comes to actually doing the work ourselves, we're like, nah, no, I don't want to do that. Somebody else can do that. I'll wait until they're going to give the energy to me instead of me having to do the work. That's about worthiness, right? Like, we don't need to give our power away to other people. It's so important that we learn our value and then we learn how to harness our own energy and our own knowledge. What's my favorite thing? Go within. The answers are within us. I mean, there's nothing wrong with watching videos of readers and stuff, but if we're going to give our power away to that person, we're giving our worth away and our value away too. So it's such a valuable message, not just for me, but I think all of us, to really recognize our worthiness. So that's been a huge upgrade for me.
Couple of comments. When gathering information, there's a very different path of gathering information from the point of view of getting information to try to have something do something for you, or gathering information to have information to help you do something.
Oh, that's perfect.
So information is meant to assist you in your journey that you are working on. Boy, that's about as direct as I can get it. As opposed to doing the work for you.
I love that.
And yeah, I just wanted to clarify that it is, I think, very, very important if people are going to step a long ways forward, that they have a plan that still involves them doing the work.
Yeah, brilliant.
If you're going to go within, go somewhere within. Just don't look at it from a distance and say, yes, I have a within.
Go somewhere with it. You're so brilliant.
And speaking of which, standing in power, I really have, power to me is an edgy word, because power and ego really kind of work together. But I stood in my power, and I have managed to step back in my working career to allow me to save some of my energy, which is a form of power, I suppose,
Cute.
to do other things that are more important.
Mm-hmm.
So we both have been standing up for things that are very important to us. And between doing that and taking rest, it has been very much like a breath of fresh air. It's provided a little bit of clarity and taken some of the panic that we've had over the past year away from us. That was a year.
It was intense.
It was very intense, and I would love to have another year like that if it's just as purposeful as the last year was. That past year was one of the best years of my life,
Yep.
however exhausting it was.
Yeah, absolutely. It was amazing. I hope this isn't going to come across offensive to you, because it's not meant to.
Okay. I'll put on my seatbelt.
I have often thought being in union is great. I mean, how can you discount that, right? But what's even greater is being on mission, whether that's in union or not. We came not just to be in union, and I'm not saying we, I mean we as in all of us. We came here to serve. And oh my God, when you are called to mission and you can see the difference you're making and you can feel the difference you're making, to me, there's nothing greater. Union is a step down from that. And again, I don't mean to say that in a negative way, but service is what feeds my soul. So yeah, I totally agree. Like, I would do that year again, even though it was exhausting and draining and painful to read my old journals, me bawling my eyes out. It was amazing.
togetherness is important, whether it's in union or in touch with other twin flames or other people who are important to you, be it spiritual connections or not. Purpose with togetherness is, boy, there's got to be something better than ketchup. It adds the flavor to the top. It really does.
I hope there's something better than ketchup.
Yes. I like ketchup, okay? I put ketchup on macaroni. Wow, it's a different thing now.
Yeah.
Oh, sometimes my analogies just don't fly.
Oh, boy.
So what do you have? Do you have anything much?
I have just two other things. Of course, me and my visuals I have to demonstrate. In our downtime, I've been getting, this is only a few, but I've been getting ideas for videos. I won't show you too much, but each page is like a different video idea. And I'm sure we'll do some, maybe all of them at some point. But again, right now it's just been like, the upgrades have just been, getting information and retaining it. It hasn't felt like we're supposed to go out there and do these videos yet. So we definitely will be back with more videos. Yes, our purpose is to write books and be out there speaking and teaching, but we're also meant to speak and teach here too. So it's not like we're going anywhere. We've just had to take a really nice long break.
Now, also, I'm feeling a big nudge to get back into doing more videos.
Oh, absolutely. Me too.
Okay. And not that it mattered if I heard that from Angie or not, because I wouldn't pressure her into doing anything that she wasn't ready to do. But I'm really, really, really starting to miss doing the videos.
We just miss you guys too.
Yes. The comments we get back, and sometimes when people notice things or have something to add, it's really a give and a give. It's not a give and a take. It's a give and a give.
And yes, I've still been on Facebook. I haven't been as active on Facebook, but still, on our TwinFinity page on Facebook, I still post things. In fact, just today I posted about a dream that I just had last night, this amazingly profound dream that came to me. But on YouTube, just so you guys know, those of you that watch us on YouTube, we now have what's called a community tab. Apparently, if you get so many subscribers, you get this tab. And then you can actually post writing stuff and pictures. So I should actually post my dream thing there too. I just realized that. So I know, I watch other people's videos who have this community tab, and it does not come up a lot. It's not a noticeable thing. So just an FYI for those of you that connect with us on YouTube, not on Facebook, there is a community tab, and I do post there. I posted there a little while ago just saying, we miss you guys. We're totally thinking of you, but we're just taking some downtime. Just so you didn't wonder, have they died? Have they split up? Are they still together? Are they doing videos anymore? So just keep aware of that. If you're ever wondering what's happened to them, go to the community tab and there'll be something of an update there for you. I don't think I had much else. I think I covered all of my pile over here. I always have a pile of stuff beside me. Did you have anything else to really add? Yeah,
just one more thing.
Okay.
I tend to work on a project, and then when I've worked it through, I set it aside, and then I go on to a different project. One thing that I've really been self-curious about is acceptance versus manifesting. Sometimes I feel I get in the way of my own manifestations because I'm so thankful and accepting of what I have already. I really do have a lot of thankfulness for my life, the people I have in my life, what we've been doing for our mission. It all just feels just so good. And when I'm doing manifesting, because I'm so thankful for what I have, I sometimes almost feel like a tripwire some of the requests for more abundance because I'm so thankful with the abundance that I have. So I've been working a lot on that lately, just working on manifesting with the thought of actually creating change as opposed to manifesting just more of the same style of abundance that I already have appreciation for. Not that I want the appreciation to go away and the abundance that I have. It's really one of these delicate balances, and to work with these philosophies is a little bit mind-boggling if I think about it too much. Guidance will come eventually.
I'm glad you mentioned about that, because one of the things also that we've added to our nightly practice, we have this whole nighttime routine, which takes like about an hour at least.
It takes us an hour and a half to get to bed.
It totally does. It's kind of ridiculous, but we have a lot of things to do. So one of the new things that we've added in the last is a couple weeks, month, I don't know.
Yeah, been about a month.
Okay, is gratitude. While we're lying in bed together, usually it's lights out already, we'll just be like, okay, what are you grateful for today? And sometimes sometimes for me, it's just my car. I love my car. I just drive a little Yaris. It's nothing significant, but I really honestly love my car. So I'll just have, something like that, or sometimes it's my job, sometimes it's us, like whatever, right? Just though gratitude just pulls you so much further into the positive. And when we are grateful for something, we get more of it. So I highly recommend daily gratitude. If it's one thing, if it's 5 things, whatever.
Just to share my gratitude of the day, I got a half a dozen things I could be grateful for, and they would all be worthy, but I had one of those 5-minute conversations with a coworker today that was really heart to heart, and I feel a lot of gratitude that somebody I work with trusts me enough to share an inner feeling with. That feels very nice to me. And that's going to be my biggest gratefulness of the day.
Oh, yay, that's nice.
So it's just something just as simple as that. Somewhere in most days there's something to be grateful for. Not that every day has an obvious grateful bit.
But
I think there was one day as I was transitioning out of management, I think I was grateful for the thought that the day wasn't any more worse than it was. It was a really tough day. But, there's something to be said for that.
Something always to be grateful for.
Yeah.
Always. In fact, so if we're going to share gratefulness, I'm going to share today my gratitude is you guys. I've really genuinely missed you guys. So I'm grateful for all of you and your support and your love and your kind words that you always give us. It's just wonderful to be connected with you guys. It genuinely is. One last thing I wanted to say about upgrades. I've been holding this crystal and totally forgot about it. My friend, if you have followed our story, I called her Beth in our story. That's not her real name. She was the one I met in Reiki way back in 1997. We're, of course, still friends all these years later. She was just here for a visit this past weekend.
Oh, it was such a nice visit.
Yeah. And she bought a bunch of crystals, and I was telling her, I love crystals because they're pretty, but I don't feel a lot of energy off of them. Well, guess what? That's part of one of the upgrades that I've had is my intuition is now even stronger than it already was before. With my Reiki clients, my intuition has always been pretty strong, but it's even got stronger. And I'm able to feel the energy in more crystals now. Her and I went to Banff, of course, my favorite place in the whole world. And there's a crystal shop there. Some of you probably saw on Facebook the picture of me with the angel wings, the crystal angel wings. That's been quite a popular picture.
Are amazing.
Yeah, they're super. $75,000, and they're yours. If they weren't $75,000, they'd be mine.
That would put a dent in the retirement fund. I kind of have to weigh this one a little.
No kidding. But when we were in the store and I was feeling crystals, and I had this one, and the energy started in my heart, and it went all the way down to my feet, and then all the way up my head, and then it just kept doing that, like all the way up and all the way down. It was the coolest feeling, and I was so excited. I was like, I can feel the energy of crystals now. She
came zipping home and told me all about that.
Yeah, so I'm super excited to go buy more crystals. Oh boy, I know. How many of you have talked about the crystal addiction? I'm going to be part of it now that I feel them. So yay for crystals. I get why they're so exciting now past their prettiness.
I love the word nudge because I feel like I'm walking a path, and every so often I just get a little nudge to alter where the path is. I've been feeling the urge to go and dig out my crystals too.
Oh yeah, you know about
I've got crystals.
Yep.
I was picking up crystals 15, 20, 25 years ago, and I haven't done much with them lately, but I've been hearing them calling me from a distance.
Cool.
Hematite's my favorite. It's one of those grounding ones, and I love grounding.
So look at that. New upgrades for us. We're going to start playing with crystals. Wow.
I pity our poor window ledges. They're going to be all full again.
They're already full of rocks.
Yes. We had climbing rocks from last year.
Yes, every mountain we climbed this past year in 2018.
18.
Right, we're in 2019 now. I found a heart rock and I wrote what mountain we climbed and the date. So I have a collection of all the mountains we climbed and the dates.
We did a lot last year.
Yes, we did. We have a full window ledge full of heart rocks with dates. And
We're going to need more window ledges if we're going to do this for 20, 30 years.
so I don't need crystals. I have rocks. I have heart rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, now we're just chatting because we're just happy to reconnect with you guys. But this is almost an hour long, so we will let you go. We will be back. I have already collected some questions for another question and answer video. My hope, I haven't even talked to you about this, but my hope is to start doing question and answer videos more often so they're less long and maybe just answer, 3, 4 questions at a time. We'll try that and see how it goes. I'm also hoping at some point on Facebook we'll do a live video, maybe even on YouTube, because you can do live videos there too. Trying to talk Rob into, I don't know how well a live video will go for me, quite honestly, because I'm highly sensitive. Seeing all of that, like when I watch other people's videos that are live, I get overwhelmed just watching theirs when there's like this whole row of messages and you're trying to read that and answer. I don't know, but I'm willing to try. I want to try and see how it goes.
For me, it's going to be just no different than doing these videos. Because to me, we don't practice, we just wing it. And
no,
therefore,
but there's like a whole thing on the screen of like messages coming through and you got to read them. And you got to like, they're just going, like, I can't keep up.
It's going to be a lot of work.
No. I'm willing to try. Maybe sometime we'll just do a live video and just chat just for fun and see how that goes. And then we'll go from there. So we'll play.
See if anybody chats along with us. Somebody will. All right.
So we will be back with another video hopefully soon, a question and answer one. And until then, as always, you guys, we love you and we so appreciate you. And we'll catch you soon.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.